We'll start with the guy that just left. Again, 1,000 yards for him. He's only the 11th guy in program history to do it. Just tell us about, the growth that you two have been able to go through this year and the work that he's put in and just what makes him stand out and he's able to get that.
Yeah, Jared's a really hard worker. I think, even going in, it wasn't like Jared transformed himself into a great player. I think he was already a great player and took himself to a further, next level. But obviously with some other great players here last year, I think kind of overshadows how special he is as a player. But, it's a heck of an accomplishment. I think of the guys that I've been around that have that kind of output, 1,000 yards in a season, they're all in the NFL. They're all excelling at a really high level. So I'm really fortunate to have that guy as a receiver.
Well, you just kind of brought it up there. There was a guy last year who won a Blitnikoff and 1,000 yards. I know you weren't here last year, but, to see him kind of outgrow that and to over-exceed that expectation, I mean, just was there ever any doubt that you saw with him maybe, or do you see that he just kind of grew back into it and like you said, just being a talented player?
No doubt at all. And like I said, when I was deciding to come here, it wasn't just about the guy who won the Blitnikoff. There's other people involved, and Jared was a big part of that. You kind of see it. I think especially later in the year, he had a few, 200-yard games or something like that. But again, heck of a player, works really hard, does everything the right way, and I think to speak to his character too, there are a few games, you guys asked me about him dropping a ball earlier, something not going our way. He's responded time and time again because he's a guy that handles adversity well and is a tough player.
Kedon, we talked to you about a month ago in Chapel Hill, and the look on your face, you were devastated. You were really hurting, I could tell. How proud are you, and how good does this feel to, lead a team to a 4-0 month in November?
Yeah, it feels really good. Like Jared talked about, it wasn't really the goal we set out to do, but, you face adversity, you get to a spot, you kind of want to excel and make the most of it. And I think the guys in that room really did that. I'm really proud of them, and, excited to see, how we can wrap up the season with it.
What's going on with this? Is this playoff year or something? What do you got going on here?
Well, it's No Shade November. We kept winning, so maybe turned into No Loss November. Okay. So I'll probably shave in 10 minutes here because it's getting a little out of control. But, we didn't lose with it, so I didn't want to shave it too soon. Or didn't win. Didn't lose with it.
That's the best quote you've given me all year.
Kedon, I know Pat made the change, or whoever made the change to go from Owen to Jake at center. I mean, it seemed kind of seamless. I know there were a couple miscues. Just talk about that and, kind of clean it up from that standpoint.
Yeah, I thought Jake did a good job stepping in, and when we called his number, I think the miscue is really the grass and the humidity is just wet out there, and those linemen, Jake especially, sweats a lot. So they gave him one of my wristbands, and that cleaned it up a little bit. A few miscues, try to not make it turn into a turnover. But after I think it was only the first couple of drives. I think it ended up being pretty seamless.